All right, we've got just a few minutes before we head into the first game, well, second game of the day, first game of the Nashville Roller Derby doubleheader. But before we get started, as we did before our last game, I'd like to take a moment. As most of you know, we have lost someone very close to us in the Derby community. We'd like to take a moment to recognize someone who meant a great deal to the roller derby community here in the South. Brian Jekyll and Sides was more than an official. He was family. He brought fairness, humor, and heart to every game he worked, and he had a way of making everyone around him better, on and off the track. His calm presence, his dedication, and his kindness touched skaters, announcers, and officials across the region. Brian represented everything that makes roller derby special: community, connection, and love for the sport. His impact will continue to be felt every time wheels roll and whistles blow. So before we start tonight's action, please join us for a moment of silence to honor the life and memory of Brian Jekyll and Sides. Thank you. All right, we're going to go ahead and get things rolling, if you'll excuse the pun. Intend your puns, coward. We're going to start with our visitors, the Memphis A-Tracks. Let's meet the Memphis A-Tracks. Skating at number 112, Heathen Universe. At number 17, Don't Blink. Number 304, Pimp Squeak. Number 31, Scream Cheese. Number 37, TJ Smacks. Skating at number 49, Fubar. At number 5, Choke. Number 72, Jim. At number 77, Rolling Riot. Number 81, Exene. At number 84, skating its Coaster. Number 87, Chandler Seaton. At number 90, it's Psych Strike. At number 901, Muse of Bruise. And at number 93, Chopal. Your alternates for the Memphis A-Tracks are number 30, Dill Pickle, and number 709, Midtown Mauler. And your coaches for the A-Tracks are Polly Rath, Bernie Levotor, Shane Shackelford, and Spencer Simpson. Ladies and gentlemen, the Memphis A-Tracks. And now, hitting the Nashville track for the last time this season. They have one more game. It's an away game, but this is the last time they will play a home game this season, ending their 20th season right here at Nashville Fairgrounds. It's your Nashville All-Stars! Skating at number 12, Katniss Evermean. Number 143, Q-Zilla. Number 187, Princess Di. Number 1968, Wile E. Coyote. Number 1976, Electric Boogaloo. Number 24, Brannon. Number 27, Jade Shark. You've heard number 312 earlier today. It's Claire Lee Dangerous. At number 329, Elita 1. Number 56, Cherry Bomb. Number 626, Curse. At number 67, it's Felony. Former Nashville Junior roller derby skater Felony has some fans in the house. Number 777, Smash. Number 86, Little Red Right Hook. Number 937, Shiner. Your alts for this game are 713 Violet Dragon and number 911 Toxic Moxie. And your coaches for the Nashville All-Stars are Pumps, Ramona D. Flowers, and Ripley. Before we get started, I want to shout out our referees, Jackknife, Typhoid Johnny, Repeat, Queen of Hearts, Bambi Thumper, Maharaja Lane, and Dirty Jersey. Our NSOs for this bout are Mingus, Honeydoom, TOF, Scream, Soundbite, Misdemeanor, Kirk, Emmy Award, and KO Bell. Teams are lined up. We are about to get into derby action once we hear that rolling whistle. And there it is. Next whistle starts the game. Lining up for the first jam, it's Exene for Memphis Roller Derby and Wile Coyote for Nashville Roller Derby. Pack backed up to the jam line. Wiley up at the top of the pack against a wall of red, getting some assistance from Electric Boogaloo to kind of break up that pack. Pack splitting up. We've got a little fight heading into turn number 2, and it is Exene lead jammer Memphis. Wiley knocked outside, forced to recycle back to turn number 3. Pack holding steady, slightly split up at the jam line. We've got a little bridging action going on. Blue wall at the top of the pack. Exene with 3 to beat. And Clearly Dangerous takes his forearm, so Clearly Dangerous headed to the penalty box. It's a pack advantage for Exene as Exene is through for 4 points. Pack backing up into turn number 4. Wile Coyote recycled back to turn number 3, finding a lot of difficulty in this Memphis wall. Exene just behind the jammer line. That's Princess Di, also Electric Boogaloo and Cherry Bomb, providing some great defense for Exene. Exene recycled way back to the back 9, into the back 9. And Clearly Dangerous takes the star for Nashville. Clearly Dangerous now jammer of record in this jam. Exene finally through with 4. Exene's going to call off the jam, and Memphis gets on the board first with 4 points. 8 points for Memphis, and Exene. Nashville held scoreless on that one. Nashville Junior Roller Derby alumni Felony on the line for Nashville. Heathen Universe for Memphis. Jam is underway. Felony recycled back to the jammer line. Felony backwards, outside, lead jammer Nashville. Heathen Universe fighting up against a tripod of blue, now 2 to beat at the top of the pack. Heathen Universe is through on initial, but Felony comes through picking up 4 more points for Nashville. Pack moving quickly through the backstretch into turn number 3. Both jammers coming around. Felony on the outside, finding that lane, skating backwards. 4 more on the board for Nashville. Heathen Universe finding some difficulty against these blue walls. Felony knocked outside at the pivot line. Felony trying to find a lane. Great track awareness on Felony's part. Riding the tape outside. 4 more on the board for Nashville. Heathen Universe with 1 to beat at the top of the backstretch. And Felony jukes around on initial. I'm sorry, Heathen Universe picks up 4 on that pass, rather. Felony calls off the jam. 12 points. 15 points. Felony making a statement here in jam number 2, putting 15 points on the board for Nashville. 4 points going to Memphis. Score up to 15 and 12. And if you were following in the last game, that is a lead change. It's a hydration moment. Music Brews on the line for Memphis. Brandon wearing the star for Nashville. Pack backed up to the pivot, to the jammer line. Breaking up slightly with Music Brews up at the top of the pack. 3 to beat. Brandon fighting up against this formidable tripod of Memphis blockers. Pack breaking up slightly. Brandon is through. Lead jammer, Nashville. Music Brews finding some difficulty against Princess Di. Boogie, clearly dangerous. Recycled back just past the jam line. Pack holding steady, moving into pack turn number 1. And Brandon, unfortunately, takes a track cut. It's a power jam for Music Brews and Memphis. This one's going to go the whole 2 minutes. Pack in the back stretch. Blue wall up in the front. Red wall in the back. Music Brews coming through in the middle. Music Brews with 1 to beat. It's clearly dangerous, holding Music Brews back, heading into the front stretch, and Music Brews is set free with 4 points for Memphis. Brandon back on the track, hitting a red wall, but going inside for 4 points for Nashville. Pack moving quickly into the front stretch. Music Brews up against Boogie. Music Brews and Boogie trading hits. Music Brews busts through with 4. Memphis is going to get 8 on that jam. Nashville picks up 6, bringing the score to 21-20 in favor of Nashville so far, with just over 23 minutes left here in period number 1. Jam number 4 about to get underway. We've got Fubar on the line for Memphis, and Curse wearing the star for Nashville. Pack backed up to the jam line. Curse going inside, lead jammer, Nashville. Pack moving slowly towards turn number 1. Red wall in the back. Curse gets knocked inside at the pivot line. Pimp Squeak takes the star for Memphis. 2 to beat. That's Shiner and Alita 1. Pimp Squeak is set free on a no pack. Curse knocked in field and calls off the jam from inside. 2 points going to Nashville on that one. Memphis, no points, just vibes. Never mind, 1 point. 1 point for Memphis. I wasted my no points, just vibes. Way to go, Thin Mint. Heading into jam number 5, it's Wile E. Coyote and Coaster Strudel. Pack at the pivot line, tight formation, and Coaster Strudel ekes out a path for lead jammer Memphis. Strong wall of red holding Wiley back, heading into the backstretch. Coaster Strudel coming back through. Princess Di, Boogie, and Cherry Bomb trying to hold Coaster Strudel back, but Coaster Strudel does break through for 4 points. Coaster Strudel in middle lane up to this wall of blue, and Coaster Strudel is set free with 4 more points for Memphis. Pack split up between turn number 2 and the backstretch. Coaster Strudel coming back around. Once again, it's Princess and Cherry Bomb and Boogie holding Memphis' jammer back, but Nashville, with the star pass, is able to get through on initial. However, Memphis calls off the jam before any points can be scored by Nashville. 10 points going to Memphis on that one. We've got another lead change. Memphis now up to 31. Hydration moment. Jam number 6 underway. X-Scene on the line for Memphis. Felony wearing the star for Nashville. Pack slightly split up just past the jam line. Felony in the back of the pack up against a wall of red. X-Scene at the top of the pack against a wall of blue. Pack not moving much. Felony trying to go outside, but knocked out of bounds, forced to cycle back to turn number 4. X-Scene also recycled. It is Felony lead jammer Nashville. Felony hitting a solid wall of red. Knocked out of bounds, forced to cycle back to turn number 4. Meanwhile, we have a star pass. Pimpsqueak taking the star for Memphis and fighting through Elita 1 on initial. No pack is called, so Pimpsqueak is set free. Pack holding tight at the pivot line. And Felony calls off the jam. 3 points going to Nashville on that one. Looking for something to do? Do 615 is Nashville's guide to getting out. Find your next favorite band, team, performer, or venue at do615.com. You might even win some tickets. Visit do615/do-more for a free pair of tickets hand-selected by them for you. Meanwhile, Derby action. Jam number 7, Heathen Universe on the line for Memphis. Brandon wearing the star for Nashville Roller Derby. And before I can even finish, Brandon is through inside. Lead jammer Nashville. Pack split up between just past the pivot line and heading into the backstretch. Brandon, easy outside lane, 4 points. Heathen Universe also out on initial, ready to score points. Brandon coming back through with forward momentum inside, picking up points and calling off the jam. 5 points going to Nashville Roller Derby. We've got a tie game, 31-31, Nashville and Memphis. Jam number 8, Musa Bruce wearing the star for Memphis, and Curse wearing the star for Nashville. Curse knocked inside, forced to recycle back just past the jammer line. Meanwhile, Musa Bruce at the top of the track, knocked outside, forced to recycle. That is Jade Shark holding Musa Bruce back, but Musa Bruce takes a penalty. It's a power jam for Curse and Nashville. Curse is through lead jammer Nashville. And we have an equipment mishap calling that jam off. Unfortunately, no points going to either team. It's a double donut jam. Score sits at 31-31. Nashville and Memphis tied. If you have a bingo card, keep an eye on it, because so far we have seen a star pass. We have seen a no pack call. We have seen, let's see. Star pass, called that one out. So yeah, keep an eye on your derby card, keep an eye on your bingo card, because you could win. And remember, we're taking multiple winners. So if someone does get bingo first, that doesn't mean that the game is over. You can still keep winning if you keep an eye on the action. Official timeout underway. What are the officials discussing? Probably who's going to pick up the tab at the after party. Of course, that's going to be at Drifters, 1008B Woodland Street in Nashville, but the party doesn't stop there, because after 12, we're going to head over to Chapstick, our good friends at Chapstick, 1400 Woodland in East Nasty. Mingus at the scoreboard table. Was that a jammer hyping up the crowd? I don't know. Rolling whistle means we're about to get back into derby action. Next whistle starts the jam. Jam number 9 underway. Musa Bruce wearing the star for Memphis. Felony on the line for Nashville. Felony at the top of the pack as the pack has moved quickly into the backstretch. 1 to beat for Felony. Felony getting some assistance from the Nashville blockers as we had a power start for Nashville. Memphis doing some great penalty killing here, holding Nashville back, but Nashville and Felony lead jammer. Pack moving into turn number 3. Musa Bruce knocked in field. Felony backwards, outside, 4 points Nashville. Tight pack formation at the apex between turns number 3 and 4. Felony pushed out of bounds. Forced to recycle at the bottom of the backstretch. Pack split up between turns number 3 and turns number 4. Felony recycled once again. This wall of red holding steady. Meanwhile, at the jam line, it's Musa Brews up against a wall of blue. We've got Cherry Bomb and Boogie bridging the pack. Felony's going to see Muse escape on initial and call off the jam. 6 points going to Nashville. It's a lead change. Nashville up to 37. Memphis at 31. Pack tight at that jam line, heading into jam number 10. Fubar wearing the star for Memphis. And Brannon on the line for Nashville. Pack inching forward slowly, but Brannon finds that inside lane. Even before hitting the pivot line, lead jammer Nashville. Don't Blink taking the star for Memphis. Brannon inside, 4 points, calls off the jam for Nashville. Adding some pad to the score. Nashville up to 41, Memphis at 31, 10 points. Separate these two teams. I'm terrible at math. I'm too gay for math, even derby math, but I know 41 to 31 is a 10-point differential. Jam number 11 underway. Coaster Strudel wearing the star for Memphis, and Curse on the line for Nashville. At the top of the pack, up against Clearly Dangerous, Cherry Bomb, and I believe that's Princess Di. Coaster Strudel is finding a hard go, but going inside. Lead jammer, Memphis. Curse finding some difficulty at the back of the pack. Pack slightly separated heading into turn number 1. Curse with a spin move inside through on initial and ready to score points for Nashville. But Coaster Strudel is going to call off the jam. 1 point going to Memphis on that one. 2 points going to Memphis. Need to clean my glasses. Memphis up to 33. Nashville sitting at 41 as we head into jam number 12 here. Sin bin is empty. We've got 80 wheels on the track heading into jam number 12. It's Wile E. Coyote wearing the star for Nashville and Exene wearing the star for Memphis. Pack is tight at the jam line, now splitting up a little bit with a red wall up at the front. Wiley breaks through, 1 to beat. Wile E. Coyote, lead jammer Nashville. Pack heading into turn number 1, now turn number 2. Exene up against Elita 1, Smash. And Wiley now up against a tripod of red. Exene knocked out of bounds, forced to recycle. Wiley at the top of the pack. Smash with some offense, trying to break up the pack, but Wiley is going to call off the jam. 4 points going to Nashville. 2 for Memphis. We've got another 10-point differential. Nashville 45, Memphis 35, heading into jam number 13 here. On the line, Musa Brews for Memphis, Felony for Nashville. Musa Brews eking a path to the top of the pack. Princess Di and Clearly Dangerous providing some defense for Nashville. And Felony is through, lead jammer Nashville. Musa Brews also out on initial as the pack holds steady at turn number 1. Felony going backwards, but knocked out of bounds. Forced to recycle. Pack getting some forward momentum. Felony's going to break through for those 4 points and then call off the jam. It's a 4-0 jam in favor of Nashville, bringing Nashville up to 49 points with just under 10 minutes left here in period number 1. It's Fubar and Katniss Evermean on the line. Pack backs up to the jam line, now inching forward slowly. Fubar trying to go inside, but it's Katniss Evermean at the top of the pack with some assistance from Shiner. Some defensive assistance, offensive assistance from Shiner. Fubar now with 2 to beat, that's Smash and Alita 1 holding Fubar back, heading into the backstretch. 1 to beat for Fubar, that's Alita 1. Smash bridging, Smash, Jade Shark, and Shiner bridging the pack. Pack has no pack called, so Fubar is set free, lead jammer Memphis. Meanwhile, Katniss Evermean is out on initial and ready to score points as the pack heads into the backstretch. Fubar, re-engaging for points, hits a blue wall and calls off the jam. 3 points going to Memphis on that one. Nashville held scoreless. Nashville still in the lead, 49-38. And we're going to have a quick timeout here. It's an official timeout for some official business. Just under 8 minutes left here in the first period. We're going to have a halftime performance. Stick around because the Pride Band from Nashville in Harmony will be performing. Back to Derby action. Coaster Strudel wearing the star for Memphis, and Brannon on the line for Nashville. Brannon up at the top of the pack, 2 to beat, heading into turn number 1, and Brannon is set free, lead jammer Nashville. Coaster Strudel also out on initial, ready to score points as the pack backs up past the pivot line. Brannon hit it and quit it. 4 points, calls off the jam. 53 on the board for Nashville. 38 for Memphis. Exene wearing the star for Memphis. Curse on the line for Nashville. Pack moving slowly back towards the pivot, towards the jam line. Elite 1 knocking Exene out of bounds, giving Curse room on the inside, but Curse goes out of bounds, forced to recycle back past the jam line. At the top of the pack, it's Exene against Shiner and Alita 1. But Exene takes a penalty. It's a power jam for Curse. Curse is lead jammer Nashville. Loose pack heading into turn number 1. Curse coming in full speed inside, but forced to recycle back past the pivot line. A little bit of confusion, and Curse unfortunately takes a penalty, which means we're about to have a jammer swap. I call that to attention for no particular reason. Exene is now on the track up against, that is Alita 1, Clearly Dangerous, and Smash at the top of the track, top of the pack, heading into turn number 3. Exine goes inside, initial for Memphis. Exine now eligible to score points as the pack breaks up slightly. Penalty is over and Curse is back on the track. Smash. Nudges Exine out of bounds, but Exine is set free. 4 points. Time expires on that one. 4 points going to Memphis. Nashville held scoreless. Nashville still in the lead, 55-42, with just under 5 minutes left here in period number 1. Once again, if you are watching the stream, apologies for the camera position. We unfortunately can't move the camera any further, so you only see half the track. Meanwhile, Coaster Strudel, lead jammer, Memphis Felony on the line for Nashville. Pack split between the front stretch and turn number 1. Pack now meeting up at the pivot line as Coaster Strudel is through for 4 points. Pack moving slowly forward towards turn number 1. Boogie with a swing and a miss. Coaster Strudel through 4 more points for Memphis. Meanwhile, Wiley Coyote threw inside with the star pass. We had another star pass. Once again, calling that to attention for no particular reason. Jam is called. Memphis picking up 12 points on that jam, bringing them up to 54. There's now 1 point separating these two teams. As Nashville sits at 55, Memphis at 54, heading into jam number 18 here. Music Brews on the line for Memphis. Brandon wearing the star for Nashville. Pack backed up to the pivot line, to the jam line. Now moving forward with a little bit of momentum, and Brandon is through inside lead jammer Nashville. Music Brews also out on initial. Brandon's going to see Music Brews approaching quickly and call off the jam. That's going to be a double donut jam for both of these teams. That's a hydration moment. Team timeout for Nashville. I want to thank the sponsors of Nashville Roller Derby, including Guerrilla Marketing, Mitchell Delicatessen, Queen of Hearts Tattoo and Piercing, Sound Emporium, and of course, Asphalt Beach, who is providing our pit stop for our skaters. Whenever they have an equipment malfunction, they can head to Asphalt Beach at turn number 2. Pack with some motion before the whistle, and we have Exine on the line for Memphis. Brandon wearing the star for Nashville. And at the top of the pack, we've got Brandon inside lead jammer Nashville. Memphis pivot headed to the penalty box, so it is a pack advantage for Brandon as Brandon comes back around as the pack heads into turn number 2. Brandon with 4 on that jam, bringing Nashville up to 59. Coaster Strudel wearing the star for Memphis. Katniss Evermean on the line for Nashville. Coaster Strudel finds a path to the top of the pack. 2 to beat. That is Wily Coyote and Elita 1. Coaster Strudel is lead jammer. Memphis. Katniss Evermean also out on initial, ready to score points as the pack moves into turn number 2, and the backstretch. Coaster Strudel gets lapped by Katniss Evermean and calls off the jam. 4 points going to Nashville, 2 for Memphis. Inside 1 minute left to play here in the first period. But of course, at this point, don't pay attention to the period clock. What we're going to be focusing on is the jam clock, because that's what matters. As we head into jam number 21, Musa, Bruise, and Felony. Before I can even say the jammer's name, Felony is through lead jammer, Nashville. Slight loose formation of the pack heading into turn number 1. Felony knocked outside, forced to recycle back to the jam line. Felony inside, finding that lane. 4 points, Nashville. Felony now outside. 4 more points for Nashville as the pack heads into the back 9. Pimpsqueak takes the star for Memphis. Brandon's going to hit a wall of red. Take a little spill, get some offensive assistance from Boogie. Felony outside. 1 to beat. 4 points, and Felony calls off the jam. That's going to bring us into intermission. Nashville picking up 12 on the jam, bringing them up to 75. Memphis at 56. Stick around, because we've got the Pride Band from Nashville in Harmony performing next. In the meantime, I'll see you back in about 15 minutes.
Thin mints. I was close. Oh, that's awesome. My name is Lex. Cool. Yeah. We're very small in numbers today. Okay. So we have a little idea of excellent. Cool. All right. Until we're set up, I'll go ahead and turn the music down. And keep your mic on. Yeah, it's on. I'm dangerous now.
Dangerous now.
Like
Danger Boogie.
spikes on it?
That's so good.
His name is Thin Mint. The guy up there, yeah. We gotta wait till the rest.
Right? Y'all are going?
Yes,
We
yeah.
are. We have to be right here because
okay.
we're plugged up. And
So I'll just like follow wherever you guys go.
Okay.
Y'all care about that?
okay. And we have Moose Knight coming, so we have half out. Okay.
So once the rest move out the middle, I'm gonna like interact with the crowd, get them to cheer for us.
Oh, okay.
Get
Okay. So I might come and follow you, maybe do a couple of this, react to it if you want. If not, that's awesome. Okay, great. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
Sorry.
all right.
Emmy Award, can you please report to the scorekeeping table? Emmy Award to the scorekeeping table. That rolling whistle is such a sweet sound. It means we're about to get back into derby action. It also means next whistle starts the jam. Jam number 1 of the second period underway. Muse of Bruise on the line for Memphis, and Brannon wearing the star for Nashville. Pack moving slowly into turn number 1. Just a mess of players, but Brannon does find a lane. Lead jammer Nashville. Muse of Bruise riding the tape backwards on one skate. Also out on initial, Brandon's going to get knocked outside and call it off. We'll see how many points. Brandon picks up 1 on that jam. Jam number 2 underway. Coaster Strudel wearing the star for Memphis, and Felony on the line for Nashville. Pack split in 2 now, meeting in the middle. Coaster Strudel was at the front of the pack, but the red wall and Felony has pushed the red wall forward into turn number 1. Trying to get some assistance from Lil Red Right Hook. Coaster Strudel finds that inside lane, now jukes to the middle for lead jammer Memphis. Pack holding tight into the backstretch, and Felony is through, but takes a penalty on a forearm. So it's a power jam for Coaster Strudel. We'll see how well Nashville can penalty kill here. As Coaster Strudel has 2 to beat at the top of the pack. That's Smash and Lil Red Right Hook. No pack is called. Coaster Strudel is set free. That's 4 points for Memphis. Loose pack in the backstretch as Coaster Strudel comes back around. Pack now in motion heading into the turn number 3. Coaster Strudel going inside. Lil Red Right Hook tries to catch up but doesn't quite make it, and Coaster Strudel is through for 4 more points for Memphis. Blue wall heading into the front stretch just behind the jam line. But Felony is back and through inside on initial. Ready to score points. Little Red Right Hook's going to take a trip to the penalty box. Jam is called Memphis with 11 on that jam, bringing them up to 67. Nashville still in the lead with 76. And as my good announcing buddy Chip Queso of Texas Roller Girls would point out, we've got a palindrome score, 76 to 67. Nashville in the lead. That's a hydration moment. Go ahead and take a big old sip of whatever you got. Fubar and Curse Killstitch through lead jammer, Nashville. Pack moving into turn number 1. Blue wall in the front with Fubar trying to bust through. A little bit of bridging action on Memphis's part. Curse back with 2 to beat, getting some offensive assistance. Curse is riding the tape, staying in bounds, and through. 4 points, Nashville. Don't Blink takes the star for Memphis. We've got a little jammer position swap. Don't Blink out in front as the pack heads into the front stretch. A little jammer to jammer combat at turn number 3 and 4. Curse is going to call off the jam. 1 point going to Memphis. 4 picked up by Curse for Nashville. Brings Nashville up to 80 points. Memphis just one shy of a nice score. Exene wearing the star for Memphis, and Katniss Evermean on the line for Nashville. Pack backed up to the jam line. Tight formation. Now splitting up with the blue wall at front for Exene to contend with. Katniss Evermean knocked outside, forced to recycle. Pack separating a bit. We've got some bridging action by Memphis, excuse me. Katniss Evermean forced to recycle back past the jam line. Meanwhile, Exene having some trouble at the top of the pack. That's Smash and Shiner. Now just one to beat. That Smash. Katniss Evermean is through. Lead jammer, Nashville. Pack moving forward into turn number 3. That is Exene behind a tripod of blue at the top of the pack. Exene knocked outside, forced to recycle. Katniss Evermean against this blue wall. That is Jade Shark with a little offense, knocking a Memphis blocker. That is Choke that was knocked outside, giving Katniss Evermean room to get 4. Pack holding steady at turn number 4 as Katniss Evermean comes through on the outside. And Katniss Evermean knocked outside. That's the Memphis pivot, drawing Katniss Evermean back to turn number 4. Katniss Evermean's going to call off the jam. 6 points going to Nashville, bringing them up to 90. Memphis sits at 68, heading into jam number 5 of the second period. And we've got Exene on the line for Memphis. Alita 1 jamming for the first time tonight for Nashville. Pack moving quickly into the backstretch. Exene inside, lead jammer, Memphis. Meanwhile, Boogie headed to the penalty box. So it's a pack advantage for Exene for these next 30 seconds. 1 to beat for Alita 1. Alita 1 is through on initial, ready to score points for Nashville. Meanwhile, Pack drawn back to turn number 4. Exene hitting the pack and calling it off. We'll see how many points Exene picks up. That's 3 for Memphis. Bringing them up to 71 points. Nashville sitting at 90, heading into jam number 6 of period number 2. Music Brews on the line for Memphis. Brandon wearing the star for Nashville. We've seen this one before. Pack backs up to the jam line, now splitting up with Music Brews up at the top of the pack, up against Smash. Music Brews through lead jammer, Memphis. Meanwhile, Pack backed up to the jam line. Brandon finding some difficulty against this red wall at the back of the pack, trying to get some offensive assistance from her Nashville blockers, and Brandon is through. Meanwhile, Pack moving towards turn number 1. Music Brews up against Boogie, Smash, and Jade Shark. Brandon approaching the pack quickly, so that forces the call off. 4 points going to Memphis on that one, bringing them up to 75 points. Nashville held scoreless. Penalty box is empty. We've got 80 wheels on the track for Coaster Strudel for Memphis. Felony wearing the star for Nashville. Coaster Strudel knocked inside, forced to recycle back to turn number 4. Felony finding some trouble in the pack. Felony is through. Lead jammer Nashville. We've got a Memphis blocker in the penalty box. A sweet apex jump for Felony. 4 points going to Nashville. Check your bingo cards as the pack heads into the backstretch. Felony on the inside, 1 to beat, and through. 4 points, Nashville. Pack tight in the backstretch, but Felony, as always, finds a way on the outside. 1 skate, riding the tape through 4 more points. Nashville pack tight up against the inside, giving Felony a lane in turn number 3 for 4 points for Nashville. Pack holding steady between turn number 3 and turn number 4. Felony through again, outside. 4 points, Nashville. 36 seconds left here in jam number 7. Pack splitting up. We've got some bridging action. Felony hits a wall of red at the back of the pack, knocked outside, calls off the jam, but not before picking up 20 points for Nashville. That's the highest scoring jam this game so far. 21 points going to Nashville, giving them a magic 111 to Memphis's 75. And of course, that means that Nashville has crossed the century mark. So that's a hydration moment. Team timeout for Nashville. So basically, hydration moments are lead changes, century marks, and double donut jams. And I get palindrome jams, palindrome scores as well. We like to keep people well hydrated because, of course, hydrate or dihydrate. Rolling whistle means we're going to head back into derby action. Getting everyone into place, and we will have the next whistle that starts the jam. Pack Pack split up to start. Nashville at the back of the jam line. Memphis in the middle, then moving back towards the jam line. We've got Heathen Universe on the line for Memphis. And Curse Killstitch, lead jammer Nashville. Tight pack formation heading into turn number 1. Curse trying to go inside, not finding a lane. Curse juking outside. That's Jade Shark trying to break up this red wall at the top of the pack, knocking number 31 infield. Curse is 1 to beat. And Curse is set free. 4 points, Nashville. Pack in the backstretch heading into turn number 3. Curse goes inside. 4 points, Nashville at the jam line. Loose pack with some bridging action between turn number 3, turn number 4, and the front stretch. We've got a red wall at the top of the pack between the jam and pivot lines. Curse is going to hit that red wall and then call off the jam. 8 points on that jam, 9 points on that jam for Nashville. Nashville up to 120, and Memphis sitting at 75. We've got just under 17 and a half minutes left here in period number 2. And it is a power start for Katniss Evermean. Pack split up with a red wall at the top of the pack, trying to get some offensive assistance as Princess Di and Boogie. Heathen Universe on the track and through lead jammer Memphis. Katniss Evermean finds an inside lane for initial for Nashville. Katniss Evermean ready to score points. Meanwhile, Pack heading into turn number 3. Heathen Universe engaging for points outside. 4 points Memphis. Pack up to the jam line, then backing up to turn number 4. Blue wall at the top of the pack made up of Princess Di, also Boogie, and I believe that's Cherry Bomb. Heathen Universe finding some difficulty against this blue wall of Cherry Bomb and Princess Di, but Princess Di takes a penalty and Heathen Universe is set free. 4 points for Memphis. Pack moving steadily into turn number 1. We do have a star pass on Nashville. That is clearly dangerous. Taking the star for Nashville. Heathen Universe is going to see clearly dangerous, quickly approaching the pack and call it off. That's 8 points going to Memphis. 1 point for Nashville. Nashville remaining firmly in the lead at the moment, 121 to 83. Exene and Alita 1 lining up at the jam line as the pack meets in the middle between the jam and pivot lines. Very tight formation. Alita 1 trying to go inside, riding the tape. Lead jammer, Nashville. Star pass on Memphis to Pipsqueak. Pipsqueak gets knocked out of bounds by Smash, and unfortunately Smash takes a penalty sent to the sin bin. So it's a pack advantage for Pipsqueak. Alita 1 still lead jammer. 2 to beat. Now that's Exene and number 87. Alita 1's going to get knocked out of bounds. Call it off. 4 points on that pass to Alita 1. Brings Nashville up to 125. Musa Bruce and Brandon on the line. Musa Bruce trying to find that inside middle lane, but hitting a wall and letting Brandon have the chance to go outside lead. Jammer Nashville. Musa Bruce also out on initial as the pack moves swiftly into the backstretch. Brandon tries to go inside but gets knocked out of bounds. That's clearly dangerous, and Boogie trying to break up this red wall heading into turn number 3. Brandon finds an outside lane, picking up 4 points for Nashville. Musa Bruce also with 4 on that pass. Pack has the zoomies heading into turn number 1. Brandon through 4 points. Calls off the jam. I believe that's 4 points. I should wait until I see the jam ref throw up 4 fingers before I say 4 points on that pass. And we have an official review from Memphis. I'm going to go check out what's happening and be right back shortly. So what had happened was, first off, Nashville 2 points on that last pass. Memphis was requesting a blue jammer penalty for making contact out of bounds. The penalty, oh, this was not an official review. So the official review was called, but the refs were already discussing it. So Memphis retains their official review, and the penalty is awarded. So it's going to be a power start for Memphis here in jam number 12. So basically, because the refs were already discussing it before the official review was called, then Memphis gets to keep their official review. Just to clarify that right quick. Next whistle starts the jam as we head back into derby action. And we've got Coaster Strudel on the line from Memphis. Pack moving swiftly into turn number 1. A lot of offensive action on the part of Memphis. Now 2 to beat for Coaster Strudel. That's Smash and Alita 1. Boogie trying to join the fun, but Coaster Strudel is set free. Lead jammer Memphis. Pack slightly spill it up between turn number 2 and the backstretch. Blue wall at front. Taking a forearm, that is Jade Shark headed to the penalty box. Coaster Strudel at the bottom of the track through for 4 points as Brannon is back on the track. Pack split up heading into turn number 3. Coaster Strudel finds that inside lane, picks up 4, and immediately calls off the jam. That's 8 points going to Memphis on this jam. Nashville held scoreless. Nashville still comfortably in the lead, 131-95, here with just over 11 and a half minutes in period number 2. Stick around, we've got a whole other game coming up after this. It's Nashville Brawl Stars versus Memphis B-Sides. Back to derby action. Jam number 13, Fubar on the line. Felony inside, lead jammer Nashville. Pack moving quickly. That's Wiley holding Fubar back, but no pack is called, and Fubar is set free on initial. Meanwhile, Felony through for 4. Fubar just about to hit the pack as the pack enters the backstretch, but Felony calls off the jam. Nashville, 4 points on the jam. Memphis held scoreless. Heading into jam number 14, Exene on the line for Memphis. Alita 1 jamming for Nashville. Pack backed up to the jam line. Alita 1 finds that inside lane. Lead jammer Nashville. Exene with 1 to beat. That's Shiner and Smash. No pack call, so Exene is set free as the pack backs up to turn number 1. Alita 1 hitting a wall of red, finding some difficulty moving forward and calling off the jam. It's a 1-1 jam for Memphis and Nashville, 136-96, with Nashville in the lead just inside 10 minutes left here in period number 2. Pack backed up to the jam line. Brannon and Musa Brews going to use some momentum to hit the pack. Musa Brews up at the top of the pack against, I believe that's Clearly Dangerous and Boogie. Musa Brews crossing the pivot line and set free, lead jammer Memphis. Meanwhile, Brannon is through in the middle for Memphis, ready to score points as Musa Brews comes back and hits the pack heading into turn number 1. Looking for points and immediately calling it off. Memphis picks up 2, bringing them up to 98, just shy of the century mark. Get your drinks ready. Your water. I'm not a degenerate. I'm not drinking on the mic. Jam number 16 underway. Felony through, lead jammer Nashville. Coaster Strudel wearing the star for Memphis. The star passes to Pipsqueak for Memphis. Meanwhile, Felony hits a wall of red. Felony going outside, getting the points and immediately calling it off. That's 4 points going to Nashville. Memphis held scoreless on that one. It's the Curse and Heathen show heading into jam number 17 here. Pack splitting up with a blue wall at the top for Heathen Universe to contend with. Meanwhile, Curse finding some difficulty behind this braced tripod just past the pivot line. Heathen Universe with one to beat. That's Wily Coyote. Heathen Universe set free lead jammer Memphis. A little chase down, but Curse survives. Staying in bounds. Out on initial. Ready to score points. Heathen Universe picks up 4 points, bringing Memphis past the century mark. So go ahead and hydrate. Unfortunately, Curse held scoreless on that one. Nashville still holding on to the lead, 140 to 102, with 6.5 minutes left. Fubar wearing the star for Memphis, Katniss Evermean for Nashville. And Fubar is through lead jammer Memphis. Katniss Evermean recycled back to turn number 3. Pack moving between jam and pivot lines. Fubar coming back through on the inside. One to beat for Fubar, that's Jade Shark. Now Shiner and Katniss Evermean is through on initial. Little jammer position swap forces the call off. Fubar picks up 4 on that jam, bringing Memphis up to 106. Exene wearing the star for Memphis. Alito 1 on the line for Nashville. Pack splitting up with a blue wall in the back, red wall at the front. Wily Coyote trying to play some offense for Alito 1 to break up that pack, and it is successful. Alito 1 on the inside, but takes a track cut, so it is a power jam for Exene. No lead jammer is called, so it's still up for Exene. Exene has Wily Coyote to contend with, but no pack is called, and Exene is set free. Lead jammer Memphis. We got a braced blue wall at the top of the pack heading into the backstretch. And Exene trying to fight through on the inside, but it is Wily Coyote and Clearly Dangerous holding Exene back, finally set free with 4 points for Memphis. Pack split up in the backstretch. It's a blue wall at the top of the pack heading into turn number 1. Exene gets knocked infield, forced to recycle back to turn number 1. Pack backs up to turn number 2. Now moving slowly into the backstretch. Exene up against Clearly Dangerous, Boogie, and someone whose jersey I cannot see. That is Jade Shark. No, that's Cherry Bomb. And Alita 1 is through on initial. Exene knocked inside and called it off. 4 points, 4 more points going to Memphis. And Memphis is going to call a timeout. That's 8 points going to Memphis on that jam, bringing the score up to 140 to 114 with Nashville in the lead. Just inside 3.5 minutes left here in game number 1. And of course, you're going to want to keep an eye on the period clock, but as we get closer to the final jam, that becomes irrelevant because the period clock, as I stated before intermission, can wind down to 0, but we're still playing until that jam clock ends. So just keep that in mind heading into these final jams of the second period. About to get back into derby action here. Pack bracing in the middle, moving back slowly towards the jam line. That's Muse of Bruise wearing the star for Memphis, and Brandon on the line for Nashville. Brandon on the inside for Lee. Oh no, Brandon takes a track cut. It's another power jam for Memphis and Muse of Bruise. Pack moving into turn number 2 and the backstretch. Whistles going off left and right. We have another jammer swap that I call attention to for no particular reason. Pack moving slowly towards turn number 3 as Brandon is back on the track. This one's going to go a whole 2 minutes. Brandon, 2 to beat on the front stretch, and Brandon is through on initial. Of course, when you have a jammer swap, the second jammer serves the same amount of time as the first jammer. So Muse of Bruise is back on the pack. Brandon knocked in, Field Forcer cycle back to the jam line. We do have a star pass that's Don't Blink taking the star for Memphis. Brandon with a little quick inside move. 4 points for Brandon and Nashville. Brandon does try to call off the jam, but with the penalty, Brandon did not get lead jammer, so the jam continues. 2 to beat in the backstretch for Brandon, and Brandon is through. 4 more points for Nashville. Meanwhile, Don't Blink through for 4 as well, as the pack is in the backstretch. Heading into turn number 3, Brandon goes inside. 4 more points for Nashville. 6 seconds left in the jam. Pack moving swiftly into the front stretch. A braced blue wall keeps Don't Blink back, and time expires as Brandon approaches the pack, but Brandon does manage to pick up 1 point on that pass. That's a 13-point jam for Nashville. 7 points going to Memphis. Score up to 153 to 121. 1 minute left in the game. Thank you, Thin Mint. Coaster Strudel on the line for Memphis, but Felony is lead jammer for Nashville. We have a little jammer position swap, and then Felony overtakes Coaster Strudel again. We've got a little race going on as the pack moves swiftly into turn number 3. An apex jump gets Felony through. 4 points, Nashville. Coaster Strudel finding some trouble. Now 2 to beat. That is number 12, and I don't have number 12's. Number 12 is Katniss Evermean. 1 to beat, and that's Princess Di trying to hold Coaster Strudel back. Coaster Strudel does get set free. Meanwhile, Pack is holding steady heading into turn number 1. Felony looking at the clock, and Felony calls off the jam as the period clock rolls to 0. We have an unofficial score. Nashville 159, Memphis 129. But of course, it's not official until we hear that last whistle. So hold still. Don't approach the track just yet. We have the scorekeepers and the refs in a little discussion to make sure everything is squared away. And it's official. Nashville with the win, 159 to 129. An excellent game played by both of these teams. Go ahead and make your way up to the track for the victory lap. I'll be back shortly with your superlatives. I know the game's over, but I'm going to call a penalty on all of those skaters for skating outside of derby direction. Penalty box is full. I'm saying that for no particular reason. It counts. Can I have a Nashville B team skater to help me out with these awards? What's that?
What do you need me to do?
Come out to the middle of the track and hand out the awards to the winners. All right, we're going to let these teams take their photo, and I'll join in. All right, the votes have been tallied. The teams have made their selection. Now I'm going to announce most valuable players. Could I have the skater that has the awards meet me in the middle of the track, please? All right, we have a little equipment malfunction real quick, but in the meantime, let's go ahead and announce our MVPs. So, starting with the Memphis Atrax. Your most valuable blocker is number 87, Chandler. Most valuable jammer for the Memphis Atrax, come up to the center, number 84, Coaster. And now the home team, Nashville's All-Stars, your most valuable blocker, number 937, Shiner. And your most valuable jammer for Nashville Roller Derby, number 67, Felony. Congratulations to our most valuable blockers and most valuable jammers. My name is Thinman. I will be back in about a few minutes, joined by Ramona D. Flowers. In the meantime, head out to, I guess, the concourse is what that's called, because we've got all of our merch tables and vendors, including full pack apparel, walkers, apiaries, Moonmade Trove, Athletes Unlimited's professional basketball, Curse Creations, owned and operated by our own Curse. Also, Nashville Public Library, Nashville Roller Derby merch, Nashvillians merch, including Nashvillians custom jams. We also have Memphis Roller Derby merch, links to go, and we have another game of bingo that's going to be starting with this next bout. So go ahead and pick up your bingo cards for the next bout. And we also have a silent auction that we're going to announce the winners for, I believe, at the end of bout number 2 of this. Well, technically it's bout number 3 because the juniors, but at the end of this doubleheader. And I will be back shortly, along with Ramona D. Flowers. So see you in a few minutes.
Tonight. Yeah, that's right. There we go. Thank you, Memphis. All right, for the Memphis B-sides, we've got number 127, Menace. 217, Crush Hour. 26, Sandwich. 3, Kayla Brown. 30, Dill Pickle. 33, Mighty Mouse. 37, TJ Smacks. 399, Good Egg. 410, Tiny Bum. 49, Foobar. 7, NASCAR. 709, Midtown Mauler. 77, Rolling Riot. 910, Bookworm. 72, Gem. Yeah. And for coaches, we've got Exene, Blink, Chandler, and Paul. Give it up for the Memphis B-Sides. And over to you, Mint.
Might help if I turn my mic back on.
Nerd.
Ladies and gentlemen, gays and days, for the last time this year here at Nashville Fairgrounds, the Nashville Brawl Stars. Skating for the Brawl Stars, number 00, Tonka Truck. Number 1031, Witch's Brews. At number 107, Betty Payne. Number 111, Scary Poppins. At number 12, Katniss Evermean. Number 13, Hot Ghoulish. At number 143, Q Zilla. Number 20, Furiosa. Number 29, Stevie Kicks. At number 3, Flat Stanley. Number 643, Paralethal. Number 651, Purple Rain. At number 713, Violet Dragon. Number 808, Coco Whip. And number 911, Toxic Moxie. Your alternates are number 63, Champagne, and 148, Rambunctious. Coaches are Pumps and Stretch Armstrong, I can see. I don't know if anyone else is coaching.
Brandon.
And Brandon. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, Ramona. All right, and with that, we're about to get started in period game number 2 of our triple header. Weird how that works.
It is weird how that works. All right, and everybody, don't forget about your bingo card. Because, yes, we are still rocking the bingo tonight.
And don't fret if someone wins bingo the first time, because the game just keeps going.
Crazy.
Crazy how that works.
Crazy. All right, it looks like we are getting set up here for this first jam.
We got the refs in the middle. We've got
Was that a whose house?
I don't know.
Huh. Fancy that. A whose house?
Yeah. I wonder why we're calling attention to that.
No idea.
No idea.
I'm so glad that you shared that. I love that.
All right, we're lined up, and at 30 minutes, and jam number 1 is underway. Dill Pickle on the line for Memphis. Furiosa wearing the star for Nashville. And it's Dill Pickle lead jammer Memphis as the pack in tight formation heads into turn number 1. Dill Pickle coming back around on the outside, knocked outside. Forced to cycle back to turn number 1. And we have a star pass. That's Ghoul taking the star for Nashville.
We do have a star pass.
We do have a star pass.
Huh.
Emphasis on that for some reason.
And Memphis is calling it off.
So 4-0 jam, 7-0 jam in favor of Memphis. Memphis draws first blood.
And up to jam, we've got Tonka Truck facing off against NASCAR. Both jammers pushing, 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 trying to make their way through these tough packs. And Tonka Truck is your lead jammer for Nashville.
Pack rounding turn number 2 into the backstretch, and NASCAR is knocked inside. We got a little spill in the backstretch, but Tonka Truck plows forward into a wall of red. That is Betty Payne trying to work some offense to break up that red wall at the top.
Both teams are doing a really good job of holding those jammers.
Absolutely. Pack split in 2. We got a blue wall in the back. NASCAR knocked infield, forced her to cycle back to the end of the backstretch.
And Tonka Truck is calling it off for Nashville.
Tonka picks up 4 on that pass. Medics to the track, please. And that is Midtown Muller back up on her own and headed to the bench. So once again, thank you to our medics. They keep our skaters safe and on the track, which is a tall order.
Absolutely. Couldn't do this without them.
You've seen how intense things can get, so we very much value our medics for everything they do.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you. And we're about to head into jam number 3. Refs are discussing a few things, and then we'll hear our.
Is that a ref huddle?
It is, but we're in a timeout.
Oh, are we in a ref timeout?
We're in official timeout. At the
Oh,
moment.
is that an official timeout?
Yeah.
Huh. I wonder why that would be. Something we're bringing up. On the mic, that is. It's on a bingo card. Shh. Don't tell anyone.
It's a secret.
Looks like we're back.
And that is Kayla Brown on the line for Memphis and Paralegal wearing the star for Nashville. Pack between the jam and pivot lines, splitting up just a bit. We've got, that is, I believe, that is Witches Brews bridging the pack. Paralegal at the top of the pack. 1 to beat, and Paralegal is through. Lead jammer Nashville.
And looks like Memphis has one player that has been skated off to the box.
Pack backing up into heading towards turn number 4. We've got a red wall in the back and a blue wall at the front with Kayla Brown fighting up against this blue wall, and that's Ghoul headed to the penalty box as the pack moves into turn number 1. Paralethal up at the top of the pack up against TJ Smacks. As we have a star pass, Jim takes the star for Memphis. Paralethal with a wall of red running into just a solid wall of red. Not much movement, so Paralethal goes and calls off the jam as Memphis's jammer approaches the pack for points. And that's going to be a 4-0 jam in favor of Nashville, which means we have our first lead change of the game.
Does that mean a hydration break?
It's a hydration moment.
I love a hydration break.
Hydrate or die straight?
He gets it. You got it. And we're back in the action with Fubar versus Qzilla. Qzilla taking the lead. Jammer for Nashville.
Fubar knocked inside, forced to cycle back to the jam line as the pack moves towards the pivot line. A little bit of a split between these two packs as Qzilla is through for 4 points.
Making it look easy out there, that Q.
Absolutely. I could do that. No, I can't.
I could do that too. Like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I'd say about 10 years ago, back when I was jamming.
Yeah. It's been a minute.
8 points going to Nashville, bringing them up to 16 points. Memphis sitting at 7, heading into jam number 5. Jam number 5 is underway. Dill Pickle wearing the star for Memphis, and it is Dill Pickle out first lead jammer, Memphis. Pack crossing the pivot line. Furiosa wearing the star for Nashville with a tripod of red to contend with, but Furiosa takes a track cut coming out of the pack, and Furiosa is headed to the penalty box, so it will be a power start coming into jam number 6 for Memphis. It's a double donut jam, another hydration moment, so go ahead take, no, not yet. 2 points going to Memphis. Sorry, false alarm.
And we do have a power jam, I believe.
Curious that.
Curious that Memphis is on the power jam.
Nashville's on the penalty kill.
NASCAR working really hard to get through this pack. And they are now through as your lead jammer.
Tight pack formation at the apex of turn number 1 and 2. NASCAR coming back around looking for points. It's Coco Whip and Betty Payne.
And Furiosa has now gotten through for Nashville.
Good job on this blue wall, holding solid.
NASCAR still making their way through the pack and calls it off. But not in time for Nashville to still get a point. Nashville still picked up a point.
3-1 jam, Memphis, and 3-1 Memphis as we head into jam number 7.
Lucky number 7. You know, that is my derby number. Number 7.
Very lucky. Hopefully
Very
it's lucky for Tonka Truck wearing the star for Nashville, and Kayla Brown on the line for Memphis. Pack is a little bit loose between the jam and pivot lines, now tightening up. Both jammers running into some trouble in this pack. We've got Kayla Brown up at the top of the pack against Violet Dragon, giving Tonka Truck room inside lead jammer Nashville. Pack moving at a swift pace into the backstretch as we have a star pass on Memphis. Mighty Mouse taking the star. Tonka Truck re-engaging the pack heading into turn number 3. 1 to beat for Tonka Truck. Pack spreading out. We've got a little bridging action. And Tonka Truck is set free. No pack, which I emphasize for no particular reason.
No particular reason there. Nashville has been holding Memphis's jammer.
I believe that was Jim with a big hit on Tonka as Tonka re-entered the pack heading into turn number 3. Now pack is stretched thin again. We've got Tonka in between the jam and pivot lines while Mighty Mouse is stuck at the apex of turn number 3 and 4.
Witch's Brews and V have been doing a great job holding.
Tonka Truck through for 4. Now Tonka Truck with 1 to beat. That is TJ Smacks, the max for the minimum, holding steady. But Tonka Truck is set free. 4 points for Nashville. Pack tightening up between turns number 3 and 4, now spreading out a little bit heading into the front stretch. We got a little spill in the back of the pack, but everyone gets back up as Tonka takes a spill and calls it from the ground.
Whew, what a jam that was.
What a jam. That is a 15-point jam for Nashville. That's the highest scoring jam this so far this bout.
That Nashville pack was doing a really good job holding the jammer for Memphis.
Absolutely.
Making it really tough on that Memphis jammer.
Absolutely. Some solid walls in this bout. Nashville up to 32.
And we've got Bookworm and Paralethal as your jammers in jam number 8. Attempting to make their way through, Betty Payne running Memphis's jammer back.
That is Betty Payne.
And Paralethal is through as your lead jammer for Nashville.
Good job on Betty Payne drawing Bookworm back past the jam line.
Bookworm's still having some trouble getting out of the pack.
Redwall moving into turn number 2. Lethal's going to get 4 points and then call it off immediately, bringing Nashville up to 36. Memphis sitting at 12. That whistle brings us into jam number 9. Dill Pickle wearing the star for Memphis. Qzilla, before I can even say her name, outside lead jammer Nashville. Pack moving slowly into turn number 1. Qzilla hits a wall of red in the back, goes inside, 1 to beat. A little bit of action, and Qzilla is set free. 4 points for Nashville. Pack slowly inching towards turn number to the backstretch rather. Dill Pickle still finding some trouble. Qzilla going outside, going inside, finding a lane. 4 more points for Nashville.
Memphis finally able to spring their jammer through.
And we do have a star pass on Memphis. Jim taking the star.
Oh, is that a star pass, you say?
It is a star pass. Qzilla hitting the red wall at the apex of turns number 3 and 4, calling it off before Memphis's jammer can get any points. That's 9 points going to Nashville, giving them a score of 45. penalty box is clear. So we've got 80 wheels on the track heading into jam number 10. Ramona, this one's yours.
And we've got NASCAR up against Furiosa. Furiosa is your lead jammer. Right.
Scoreboard says paralegal, but is in fact.
Yeah, the scoreboard's a little off right there. That's okay. Nashville Furiosa has gotten through, scoring 4 more points. Memphis has just done a star pass to spring their jammer free.
And that is Midtown Mahler back on the track and taking the star for Memphis.
There was a little bit of a collision here with 2 Nashville players on the track. But everybody is looking good and gravy.
Yesterday I said flubby fingers to my brother, and he about died. Because we were texting about tigers. He about died. He's like, what the flubby fingers was that?
Did I come up with some of those?
Furiosa gets 7 points for Nashville, bringing them up to 52. Memphis still at 12, heading into jam number 11. It's Kayla Brown and Paralethal. Pack is tight. Both of these Paralethal moving to the front of the pack, pushing the red wall towards turn number 1, entering turn number 1. That is Toxic Moxie with some offense, giving Paralethal room. Lead jammer, Nashville.
Both of these games, all these packs have been so strong, making it really
Absolutely.
tough on all these jammers.
You could say the packs are the story of these 2 bouts.
Absolutely.
Tight pack heading into turn number 2, a little split up. Paralethal through for 4, just heading into the back 9. As we do have a star pass, Jim takes the star for Memphis, and Jim is through, but takes a track cut, so Jim is headed to the penalty box, giving Paralethal a power jam.
Pew, 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 pew. Power jam.
Pack holding still in the back 9. Blue wall in the back, red wall up front. Paralethal with a shirt whip. I mentioned that for no particular reason.
A shirt whip.
A shirt whip. Paralethal knocked inside, forced to cycle back to turn number 3. Paralethal knocked outside, calls it from the ground. Paralethal with 11 on that jam, bringing Nashville up to 63. They are inching closer to that nice score.
And we will start out, Nashville will start out on a power jam with Tonka Truck at the jam line.
A power start, but a short power start.
And looks like we have a lead jammer, which is Tonka Truck for Nashville, but Memphis hot on Tonka Truck's heels.
Pack with a case of the zoomies going into turn number 3, now turn number 4.
Packs are moving awfully fast, making it difficult for those jammers to catch up.
Tonka hits the pack, gets the points, and calls it off. Before Jim can engage for points, that's a 3-point jam.
Smart play there.
For Nashville.
Smart play.
Very smart. You could say it was some strategery.
Strategery.
Some strategery. Yep, Derby is a game of strategery.
It sure is.
Strategery and numbers.
And shirt whips.
And shirt whips.
That's a play out of the old Ramona book, right there.
And we're going to roll into a team timeout. Nashville calling it. We're so close to that nice score.
Oh, we sure are. Hey, Mint. Mint, do we have any after parties going on tonight?
No.
Okay, cool.
No, Derby's not
Cool.
really
Everybody
known
just
for
go home
after
afterwards.
parties.
We
Well,
kid. We kid.
Derby is a wholesome sport. We're not really known for after parties.
Not at all.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I am
Super
absolutely
kidding.
kidding. Let me find my sheet with that information. It is
Yeah.
at Drifters.
Your after party is at Drifters tonight.
Behind Edley's in 5 points, East Nasty.
Come hang. Be cool.
And we're so wholesome that we have an after party.
We do at Chapstick.
It's actually at Lipstick, which
At
is
Lipstick.
their same building.
Same building. Same building.
Same building.
After party at Lipstick Lounge after midnight.
Ooh.
Ooh. Spooky. That's really what it is. That's really what's out.
Jam number 13 is underway. Fubar and Qzilla lead Jammer Nashville. Pack moving swiftly into the first 2 turns as Fubar is also out on initial. Pack moving swiftly into the back 9 towards turn number 3.
Boy, these packs were moving fast.
Oh,
Fast,
very
fast.
fast. Nashville gets the point and calls off the jam. We're 2 away.
Thought we were on Jam 4.
We're 2 away from that nice score.
2 points. 2 nice points. And Jam 14, we have Furiosa for Nashville facing off against Dill Pickle for Memphis. Dill Pickle's at the top of the pack and is your lead jammer with Furiosa for Nashville hot on their heels. Little jammer versus jammer action from Furiosa. And I believe that just got called up.
That happened so quickly. Like
It did.
I was still.
It did.
If you
It
could-
did. I don't know
If
what
you
happened.
could see my face, I was processing what happened.
I know, it's just like, woo, Furiosa. There we go.
Wait, what?
We love a little jammer versus jammer.
And of course, that was a double donut jam, so that is a hydration moment.
Hydration moment.
Jam number 15 underway. NASCAR on the line for Memphis. Paralegal wearing the star for our Nashville pack, split in 2 between the jam and pivot lines. Redwall in the back, moving quickly to the front, and Paralegal is through inside lead jammer Nashville. Pack holding steady at the pivot line. NASCAR having a little bit of trouble against that blue wall. Pack moving slowly towards turn number 1. Paralegal with 1 to beat. Paralegal outside, inside, through 4 points Nashville.
Those Nashville pack doing a great job holding Memphis jammer. They have not even really gotten out of the first turn.
Absolutely. Pack getting a little physical there in turn number 2. Paralegal coming back around. That is Jim holding Paralegal back, but Paralegal does bust through 4 points Nashville.
And Witch's Brews put a big hit on Memphis's jammer, having to run NASCAR back. And
We
that
have
was
a track cut
cut.
on NASCAR, so that's going to be a power jam for Paralegal.
Jinx.
We got a penalty on Violet Dragon. Ghoul quickly approaching the pack, communicating to Paralegal to quickly call off that jam. Paralegal does, and Nashville picks up 11. So we don't get a nice score, but it's still a good score.
Still a good score. Nashville will be starting on a power jam yet again for Jam 16 with Tonka Truck as your jammer. Stepping up to that line. Let's see if Nashville can spring Tonka truck quickly.
This is a quick moving pack already in the back 9.
Yeah, that was a quick moving pack for sure. Tonka truck getting stopped by that sea of red.
As a Calgary native, sea of red means something different to me. It's Flames games when everyone wears red.
And NASCAR has actually come out of the Jammers box and made their way through and is lead jammer for this jam.
Tight pack formation heading into turn number 1. NASCAR comes through, gets the points, and calls
That's
it off.
NASCAR just flew out of the box.
Very appropriate.
Quite. NASCAR. Vroom, vroom.
Race Hail, praise Dale.
And Qzilla has quite the cheering squad over there in the bleachers.
Absolutely. Nashville Junior Roller Derby alumni Qzilla lead jammer Nashville. We got a tight pack sitting at the pivot line. A braced red wall at the back. Qzilla skates right into it. Rides the tape. Great track awareness on Qzilla's part. 4 points for Nashville. Kayla Brown tries to do a little spin move to escape the blue pack, but nothing doing. Knocked inside as Qzilla comes back around on the inside. Takes a spill, unfortunately, allowing this red tripod to reform. We have a star pass going to Mighty Mouse on Memphis Roller Derby. Mighty Mouse is through on initial. Qzilla takes a spill and calls it off before Mighty Mouse can come back around for points. That's 4 going to Nashville, bringing them up to 82. Memphis sitting at 16 with just under 6 minutes left here in period number 1.
Whew. Still a lot of derby to go.
Absolutely. 36 minutes specifically.
Ayo.
Heyo.
Ayo. And we are back with Furiosa for Nashville. Up again, making it look so easy, getting right on through as your lead jammer. Bookworm still in the pack at the top of the pack, and Bookworm has broken free.
Get a little chase down. Benny Payne
both jammers are
chasing
on
down.
that scoring pass.
Absolutely. We've seen some really fast-moving packs
Yes,
tonight.
it was. Yeah, it's either the pace of a snail or it's zip, zip, zoom.
Stroller Derby. It is not.
Only out the gate.
Only out the gate.
Only out the gate. Furiosa picked up 2 points in that last jam.
Paralegal on the line with her own cheering section. Dill Pickle wearing the star for Memphis. Pack splitting up between jam and pivot lines. Paralegal in the back behind a braced wall of red. We got a little bridging action in the middle as Dill Pickle breaks through at turn number 1, lead jammer Memphis. And we have Ghoul picking up the star for Nashville, but unfortunately sent to the penalty box. So it is a power jam for Memphis and Dill Pickle. Nashville on the penalty kill.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pack split across the backstretch, and Dill Pickle is set free. 4 points, Memphis.
Purple Rain back in, joining their pack mates.
Purple Rain now forming a tripod at the top of the pack, holding Dill Pickle back. Purple Rain unfortunately taking another penalty, sent to the penalty box along with Paralegal. So this is a And we do have another blocker headed to the penalty box for Nashville. So I believe that is a full penalty box.
Yes, that is definitely a full penalty box.
Memphis picks up 12 on that jam, bringing them up to 28. Nashville still with a comfortable lead of 88 with just under 3 minutes left here in period number 1.
Yeah, that's right. Get it going there. And we are off to the races in Jam 20 with Tonka Truck for Nashville facing off against Fubar. And Fubar has been sprung free as the lead jammer. Nashville's penalty box is still full, which is Bruce trying to get into the penalty box.
So if you're new to Derby, if the penalty box is full and another skater gets a penalty, then they have to continue skating until the penalty box opens up, and then they head to the penalty box, which is happening right now. Meanwhile, Fubar is taking a trip to the penalty box, so it's a power jam for Tonka Truck.
And we have another penalty for Memphis, number 217.
Tonka Truck is through on initial, as we have a tight pack formation between jam and pivot lines.
And this is going to be a 2-minute jam, folks. A 2-minute jam. Tonka Truck making her way through.
Wow, Fubar hitting that pack at full speed.
Fubar tap dancing through that pack.
Pack moving quickly into the back 9. Tonka Truck on the outside, 1 to beat, and Tonka Truck goes inside. 4 points, Nashville.
And it looks like we finally have a cleared penalty box from both teams.
80 wheels on the track.
We love
inside
that.
10 seconds on this jam.
We know these jammers are getting tired. Skating a full 2-minute jam is really tough.
Fubar trying to get that edge on Nashville before time expires, but it does end up being no. Fubar does get 3 extra points, so it is an 8-11 jam in favor of Memphis. Nashville in the lead with 96. We're winding down the period clock, but as I mentioned before, that's not what you're going to be watching. You're going to be watching the jam clock.
That is correct. And we have Qzilla and Kayla Brown. And Qzilla getting through is your lead jammer for Nashville. Kayla doing a great job tap dancing through, trying to get to the top of this pack. Nashville making it real challenging. And through now. Both jammers are on scoring passes.
Qzilla with some great communication at the pack, heading back in looking for more points.
And Q calling it off before Memphis can pick up any points on that jam. And that brings us into our intermission.
Qzilla picking up 6 points, bringing Nashville up to 102. We are past the century mark, so hydrate yourself before you dehydrate yourself.
Hydrate!
In the meantime, we'll be back in 14 minutes. Now is your time to go for your last spin around the concourse with full pack apparel, Walker's Apiaries, which is associated with our very own Tonka Truck.
It is. That is the most delicious honey I've ever had. Go buy some. It's fantastic. Help you with your allergies.
We also have Moonmaid Trove, Athletes Unlimited Pro Basketball, Curse Creations, another skater-owned vendor.
Yes, absolutely.
And check out.
Nope, go ahead.
And check out Nashville Public Library. Also, links to go, plus NRD and MRD merch tables. And of course, We have 1 period left to play bingo, and I believe 1 period left to put in your bids for our silent auction.
I believe that is correct. I just want to give a little shout out to the Nashville Public Library. And it's important to support the library. Make sure you re-up your library cards.
Absolutely.
If you do not live in Davidson County, it only costs you $10. I just signed back up this past week, $10 cash. Got my library card.
I've got my library card in my hand right now.
I've got mine in my bag right here.
It says, I read banned books.
I took a banned book sticker myself.
Fantastic.
We love the library. Go support it.
We do.
And by support, we mean go check out books and go visit it and check out all their wonderful resources.
It's not just about books. They also do audiobooks. They do DVDs.
They do. If you're dyslexic like myself, an audiobook goes really far.
And if you just can't keep your attention when you're reading like I do, it's audiobooks all the way for Thin Men as well.
We love the library. If you couldn't tell, go support the library.
We'll be back in just over 12 minutes.
See ya in 12 minutes.
Just an update, we have our after party. We've been saying it's at Lipstick, but it is in fact at Chapstick. So don't get charged by going into Lipstick. Instead, go to the free after party at Chapstick.
Back for the second half of your Nashville Brawl Stars versus the Memphis
B-tracks. B-sides. B-sides. It's the A-tracks and the B-sides.
B-sides. Clever. Very clever.
Will you guys announce to have them come up and collect their silent auction stuff?
Come up to the booth.
Yeah, the table to collect their stuff.
And for this first jam, we have Furiosa for Nashville versus NASCAR. Furiosa is your lead jam right through. NASCAR is still in the pack and has sprung free. Furiosa made that look real easy, just passing right through, calling it off for 4 points before Memphis can scoot in there and grab any points. For those of you who bid on the silent auction, it is time to go pick up your prizes, auction items, gifts, whatever you want to call them.
Are we going to announce the winners? Or no? Okay. Just go up to the auction desk.
Go on up to the auction desk table
Meanwhile,
area.
Derby action. Dill Pickle on the line for Memphis. Tonka Truck wearing the star for Nashville, and Dill Pickle is through first. Lead jammer Memphis. Tonka Truck also out on initial as the pack with tight formation heads into the turn number 2 into the backstretch. Dill Pickle coming back through, finding some difficulty up against this wall of blue. Dill Pickle is going to get the points and call it off. That's 3 points going to Dill Pickles and Memphis, bringing them up to 42 points here in the second period. Nashville sitting steady at 106.
And in our third jam of the second period of the third game of today, we have Paralethal for Nashville facing off versus Fubar for Memphis. Both jammers glided right on into those packs. And Paralethal has made it through, is your lead jammer, but Fubar is right on Paralethal's heels, forcing that call off. Paralethal calling the jam off.
That's a double donut jam. Go ahead and hydrate.
Hydration moment. Brought to you by Celsius. Just kidding, just kidding. It's my own personal drink. And Buc-ee's.
Appropriately.
Appropriate.
Jam number 4 about to get underway once this whistle blows. And that's Kayla Brown wearing the star for Memphis. Qzilla on the line for Nashville. We got a red wall at the front of the pack, but Qzilla busts through. Lead jammer Nashville. Slightly loose pack heading into turn number 2. Qzilla going outside, then hitting the red tripod, a brace tripod, but that's not doing much because Qzilla just made quick work of that pack and picked out 4 points. Pack moving slowly into the backstretch. Qzilla on the outside easily for 4 points.
Scary Poppins is really making it challenging for Memphis' jammer.
That was a failed star pass.
It sure was a
Failed star pass.
failed star pass.
Yes, on Memphis's part. Qzilla through with 4 as the pack in tight formation moves into turn number 3 as we've got
Looks like Coco Whip is headed off to the penalty box. I think possibly for a low block. I'm not quite sure.
that was Scary Poppins holding Kayla Brown back. Qzilla through for 4. Kayla, I was going to say still working on initial, but Kayla has broken through for initial as Qzilla is looking for more points. Kayla Brown quickly approaching the pack as the pack crosses the pivot line. Qzilla knocked outside, calls it off after picking up 4. That's going to be 16 going to Nashville. They're up to 122. Memphis holding steady at 42.
And we have Furiosa up against Bookworm.
I'll let you announce now because they're not putting up. I'm sorry.
And both jammers trying to make their ways through the packs. And Furiosa has
Oh, a forearm on
gotten
Furiosa forces the penalty.
Forearm penalty. So it is a power jam for Memphis. See if they can try to capitalize on that. They are going to do a star pass. They successfully made a star pass. Number 7-7, Rolling Riot taking the stars.
So we don't have a lead jammer, which means this one's going to go the whole 2 minutes.
The whole 2 minutes, folks.
Ooh, that is a feisty third base coach for Memphis.
We love a feisty third base coach.
And Furiosa is through on initial. Rolling Riot engaging this well-braced Wall of blue at the top of the pack, trying to get some offense from a Memphis blocker, but not much happening.
Nashville doing a really great job of holding Memphis
Absolutely.
Jammer with their
Oh,
bracing.
that gives Furiosa a little room to break through for 4 points, Nashville.
Remember, this is a 2-minute jam, everybody. These jammers are getting tired. They got to work. And Nashville not making it easy.
That is a solid blue wall. Look at that bracing. That's some really tight bracing holding rolling right
It
back.
is Stevie Kicks, Hot Ghoulish, and Witch's Brews. Cocoa
Furiosa.
Whip making it really challenging.
Furiosa threw for 4, and
Wow,
Rolling
what a
Riot
jam that
finally
was.
breaks free of that wall, but unfortunately, it was just as time expired on that jam. Memphis picks up 4, bringing them up to 46. Nashville with an 8-point jam, sitting at 134.
And for the 5th jam of the second half of the 3rd game, we have Paralethal up against Dill Pickle. Paralethal getting taken all the way back beyond the jam start line, and Memphis getting through. Dill Pickle is your lead jammer for Memphis. Paralethal still trying to get through that pack and has successfully done so and is now on scoring pass. Lots of tumbling out there on the track, Mint. And Memphis calling that jam off before Paralethal was able to scoop up any points.
Very physical jam.
Very physical jam.
Jam number 6 about to get underway. We got NASCAR on the line for Memphis and Tonka Truck for Nashville. Whistle brings us into the jam. Tonka Truck up to the top of the pack against a braced red wall. Blue wall now moving forward to meet up with the red wall. And it's NASCAR out first, lead jammer Memphis. Tonka Truck finding a little difficulty against this red tripod. NASCAR coming in full speed up against Purple Rain. Purple Rain holding steady, knocking NASCAR down. NASCAR gets right back up and skates past for 4 points. Pack bunched up in the middle of turn number 2. We do have a star pass. That's Violet Dragon taking the star for Nashville. Meanwhile, NASCAR through with another 4-point pass. Pack moving quickly into turn number 3. NASCAR's going to call off the jam. It's an 8-point jam for Memphis. Unfortunately, Nashville held scoreless on that one. Nashville up to 56 points.
And in jam number 7, we have Qzilla up against Fubar. Jam 8, that is. I am so sorry. And Qzilla getting right on through. Sorry, I totally took your jam. But Memphis hot on the heels. We had a star pass.
That's Mighty Mouse taking the star for Memphis.
Memphis has been doing a ton of star passes this evening.
You know, we're entering an interesting era of roller derby. We're starting to see juniors age into the adults.
Yes.
And you're seeing a lot of like very strong jammers who have been jamming for years as juniors, now entering the adult realm. Qzilla, of course, one of those jammers. As
Yeah,
we head
it's
in
a
hand
very
to-
exciting time.
It is. And jam number 9 is underway. Furiosa and Dill Pickle. Dill Pickle with one to beat, knocked outside at the top of the track. Purple Rain with the last hit, and Dill Pickle is through lead jammer. Memphis pack tightening up, heading into turn number 1. Furiosa on the inside, through on initial. Dill Pickle's gonna engage the pack. 2 to beat, that's Purple Rain and Witch's Bruise, but jam is called. Memphis picks up 3 on that one. Nashville, no points, just vibes.
Yep. These look like they're all okay. Yep.
And we're gonna roll into a timeout, which gives us enough time to take care of some business.
Okay. Silent auction, folks. Listen up. We've got Britt Dutcher, if you can please come over to the silent auction booth. John Brandon, if you can please go over to the auction booth. Scream Cheese, if you could go over to the silent auction booth. Chase Daly? Question mark? Sorry, I can't read your last name. If you can come on over to the silent auction, that would be great. And Rhiannon Ramos, if you could come over to the silent auction. Sass is directing. That way. That way. Please pick up your auction items.
Meanwhile, we have an official review. I'm gonna go check out what's going on. I'm gonna be
Finmit.
I'm
Hot
gonna be
on
a
the
little-
case.
I'm gonna be a little nosy.
Finmit. Hot on
I'm
the
a
case.
nosy gay.
Being nosy. We love a nosy announcer. Going to take a quick moment again to shout out to all of the wonderful vendors who have been here. Make sure you do one last little spin by their booths before they all pack it up for the night. Thank you all for coming out as well. We appreciate you supporting. There is a little bit of movement around. Looks like we may be getting somewhere out here.
All right. So here's what happened.
What's the skinny?
Nashville was requesting a penalty rescinded, an illegal procedure penalty rescinded. It was determined that the contact made was not sufficient to rescind the penalty, so Nashville will lose their official review for the period.
Well, hot dang.
That's what we call in roller derby verbiage a humdinger.
What a humdinger.
A humdinger.
I don't know.
Why not?
I'm just following Mint on that one.
I'm sorry to be right over that. No, you're fine.
Jam number 10 is underway. Furiosa is in the penalty box, so it's Dill Pickle's power jam. Dill Pickle through lead jammer Memphis. Pack tightening up between the jammer and pivot line. A blue brace tripod at the front, and Dill Pickle is through. 4 points for Memphis as the pack makes its way towards the backstretch into turn number 2. Pack holding steady. Dill Pickle coming back around. We've got a nice solid braced wall here on Nashville's part. Furiosa through inside, one to beat, going outside, then inside. Furiosa is out on initial, ready to score points, but the Memphis Jammer says no to that action. 6 points going to Memphis, bringing them up to 65. They're only 4 points away from a really nice score.
Ayo. Boop.
I was waiting for Houston. Nothing, no reason. Nope. Go about your business.
We've got Paralethal and Kayla Brown duking it out against those packs. Both those packs are really strong, making it really challenging for those jammers to get through. Oh, it's always
Sure it is. It's about me.
us. And Kayla Brown through is your lead jammer for Memphis.
Paralethal
having
knocked inside, but able to get back into the action where she left.
Toxic Moxie putting a big hit on Kayla. Paralethal still trying to make that initial pass through.
Rolling Riot headed to the penalty box on a forearm, so it is a pack advance. Now we have another Memphis blocker headed to the penalty box. That is Crush Hour. So we do have a pack advantage for Violet Dragon, who is taking the star for Nashville.
CV Kicks has rejoined the pack for Nashville. Violet Dragon making her way through. I heard a whistle in there. And
That is an out of play
there is an
on
out of play call. Okay. Out of
Midtown
play.
Muller.
Violet Dragon making up some points there for Nashville. And Kayla has called the jam off. Memphis really taking advantage these last couple of jams.
Mataraja giving the peace sign to everyone in the bout, which means that Memphis added 2 more on that pass, bringing them a 10-point jam for Memphis, and Nashville with 4. Nashville still with a comfortable lead of 144 heading into jam 12. We've got Tonka Truck and Bookworm. Bookworm makes her way up to the top of the pack, but Tonka Truck emerges as lead jammer Nashville. Pack holding tight, heading into turn number 1. Tonka Truck on the inside, 1 to beat. Nope, Tonka Truck is through for 4. That was a star pass to Jim. Jim passes Tonka Truck, so Tonka Truck wisely calls off the jam before Jim can hit the pack for points. And that is a 4-point jam for Nashville. Memphis held scoreless on that one.
Q's cheering section is rightfully chirping, whistles galore.
That one, the
What?
jam is called.
Well-
Not quite sure what went on. A little bit of confusion there.
Little bit of confusion. I'm confused. I know that, but that's nothing new. Nothing new over here. I'm always confused, Smash. What are we talking about? Who are we talking about?
Announcers are people too.
That's right.
Believe
we
it or
are
not.
people too, with microphones who can be really annoying. I speak for myself, not for you, Mint.
If the shoe fits. And we're in the official timeout. Want to thank all of our sponsors, including Guerrilla Marketing, Mitchell Delicatessen, Queen of Hearts, Tattoo and Piercing, Sound Emporium, and of course, with us here at the bout, Asphalt Beach. They are our pit crew.
I think they're still our pit crew. They're always our pit crew. They're at least our pit crew in our hearts.
They're always watching, always observing. Mike Wiskowski. Guess who saw Monsters Inc. recently? Witkowski, thank you. I didn't even get it right.
We're still confused over here.
My Dutch Bros is wearing off. I've announced 2.5 games
On no sleep.
on no sleep. I flew into Nashville at 9 a.m. this morning.
And we are back in action. Fubar getting through, and it is your lead jammer, followed by Qzilla. Those packs are moving fast, fast, fast. And Fubar calling it off before Q hits the pack, shutting out Nashville and scoring any points, while picking up 3 for Memphis.
Hey, NASCAR 3. Raise Hail, Praise Dale.
We have fun over here, folks.
We
have a lot of fun.
We have fun. Jam number 14, Furiosa and NASCAR. Furiosa makes quick work of the pack before the pack even hits pivot line. Lead jammer Nashville. NASCAR also out on initial pack, split up in 2, heading into turn number 1. Furiosa is going to get knocked down and then call off the jam. NASCAR has been shut out on that jam. We'll see how many points Furiosa was able to eke out. I am not seeing any hands going up in the air, so I am going to ask me that there are no points either team, which makes this a double donuts. And I see we have gone into an official review, so I'm going to go be a little nosy announcer.
Ooh, again, we love a nosy announcer. Tell us what's happening. Come back with the haps.
Oh, I will. I'll be back with the tea.
Excellent. Just a reminder to everybody that the after party tonight is at Drifters in East Nashville. Come and join us. Hang with all of your buddies, your new buddies, make new friends. And then the after party, if you're feeling frisky, is at the Chapstick, which is right next to the Lipstick Lounge. So come party with us. Come hang. Meet your heroes. Right? I know. Is it my ears? Okay. Okay. Sounds like we've got a nice chant going, started by the Nashville Skaters for the A team. The Music City All-Stars starting a chant. Looks like we are dispersing. Let's see what was going on.
I'm going to give the refs a quick second to brief the teams on what was decided, but I will go ahead and fill you in. So Memphis was requesting a penalty to be assessed against Pivot 107 Blue, which of course is Betty Payne. At turn one, it was claimed that Betty Payne skated out of direction and made contact. No official observed that, so the penalty, the no call stands, and the official review is rescinded.
Excellent. Okay. We have Paralethal facing off against Dill Pickle, and Paralethal has gotten through. It is the lead jammer for Nashville. Dill Pickle still trying to work through the pack, while Paralethal is now on scoring pass. And they have finally broken through, and Paralethal has called it off before Memphis could make any points out of that jam. Yeah. I'll work on that in the off season. I'll work on that. Yeah. Well, practice like scrimmages. Okay. Yeah. Sure. I mean, it doesn't have to be like. Just kind of practicing.
Jam number 16 is underway. Bookworm on the line for Memphis, and Tonka Truck wearing the star for Nashville. Tonka with one to beat, and Tonka is through. Lead jammer Nashville. Pack holding tight heading into turn number one. Now the blue wall is skating back to the pivot line. Tonka Truck coming back through, one to beat. Stretching the pack out. No pack is called, and Tonka Truck is set free. That's 4 points for Nashville. As the pack hits steady at turn number one into turn number two, Tonka Truck coming back around, a tripod trying to form, one to beat now. A penalty is called on the last blocker standing. So Tonka Truck is set free. Jim takes the star and quickly approaches Tonka Truck, forcing the call off. Nashville 8 points on the jam. Memphis shut out on that one.
I get that. That makes a lot of sense.
Jam 17, we have Qzilla making quick strides getting through and is your lead jammer for Nashville. Fubar is still working through the pack. Got a little bit of some tumbles down on the track, and Qzilla gets knocked out of bounds, kicked to the back of the pack.
That was
Still
Midtown
working
Mauler.
through and
was-
calling that jam off as Fubar was approaching the back of the pack, but Fubar still able to squeak in 2 points.
That was Midtown Mauler with that last hit on was it Paralethal? On Qzilla. That was knocking Qzilla out of bounds. That was a pretty big hit.
Yeah, that was a great hit.
Kayla Brown and Furiosa on the line here in jam number 18. Furiosa up against 2 to beat at the top of the pack. Furiosa is free lead jammer Nashville. Tight pack formation just past the pivot line. Betty Payne drawing Kayla Brown back almost to the jam line, as Furiosa is through for 4 points for Nashville. Pack loosening up a bit. We've got a red wall at the front, blue wall in the back. Furiosa comes through but is knocked inside, so forced to recycle. Meanwhile, the pack moves forward towards the back stretch. Furiosa is going to take another spill inside, approaching the pack. Pack now bunched up against the inside of the track. Furiosa also going inside against this brace red wall, but Furiosa does break through. 4 points added to Nashville's total. Meanwhile, the pack, tightly knit, is heading into the back 9. We've got a red tripod braced and ready for Furiosa. That red tripod is holding steady. Meanwhile, we do have a star pass. Memphis, Jim takes the star, but a very well-braced blue wall up at the top of the pack is holding Jim back. Not much happening. Pack is splitting up a little bit. We've got Betty Payne trying to come in and break up that wall. Betty Payne does knock down a Memphis blocker, but the pack, the wall reforms, so now Furiosa has moved forward into the turn number 4, still finding some trouble, so Furiosa is going to call off the jam. Furiosa is going to end it right there. 8 points going to Nashville, 12 points going to Nashville, excuse me.
What a jam from Nashville, that last jam.
Whew.
Nashville pack working really hard. They just didn't even give Memphis an inch there.
Nope. Some very well-formed walls, very well-braced walls on the part of both of these teams, really.
Yeah, absolutely. We have Paralethal facing off against NASCAR, both making their way through those packs. And both jammers are through, but it is NASCAR who is your lead jammer, with Paralethal right on her heels.
And we've got a little NASCAR race here as the pack is moving quickly into the turn number 2, turn number 3, and turn number 4.
And it looks like Memphis was able to pick up 3 points while Nashville picked up 4. That was a fast-moving jam right there. Vroom, vroom.
Vroom, vroom.
Vroom vroom.
Spirit of Dale was in that pack.
It's quite spirited.
Jam number 20 is underway. Dill Pickle wearing the star for Memphis and Tonka Truck on the line for Nashville. Tonka Truck through lead jammer Nashville. Dill Pickle also out on initial hot on Tonka Truck skates. And closely moving in on Tonka Truck and forcing the call off as the pack moves quickly into the back stretch and no points scored by either team. That's a double donut jam, which means it's time to hydrate.
Time for hydration.
Hydration. I just tried talking into my water bottle.
I think that clearly means we need a hydration moment. Jam 21 is about to get underway with Qzilla, who was almost through, is your lead jammer. Fubar is still making way through the pack, but has just broken free. Both jammers are on scoring pass. And Qzilla calling it off before Fubar has gotten a chance to get up to the back of the pack there.
Clearly, Nashville doesn't need any more high-scoring jams, so these hit it and quit it jams are
Strategery.
perfectly, yeah, they're strategery.
They're playing very strategic at this moment. And it looks like we've got something else going on. Is it a timeout? Is it an official? And it is official timeout. It is an official timeout.
Scoreboard crew is talking about how Thin Mint is a needy bitch, and Scoreboard has my score.
Woo, what?
Look, we're getting spicy. It's getting late. I've been up for 2 days.
No
Pretty
big
much.
deal.
I took a nap earlier when I flew in from Norfolk, Virginia.
How tired are your arms?
Ramona, you're trying calling. We're almost inside 2 minutes left here in our final game, home game of the season, which means we're inching closer and closer to the after party. And the after party, I know I've said it like 20 times. I am.
The after party is at Drifters.
Thank you.
Come party with us. Come hang. Meet your heroes. And then meet your heroes again at the after party, which is at Chapstick, right next door to the Lipstick Lounge. Come meet your heroes. Come hang. Come party. Come pick up your silent auction items. Silent auction items. Please come see Sass, who is waving. Please come pick up your silent auction items. Come to the after party. Meet your heroes. I don't know, talk to one of us about Derby. Maybe you want to join. I don't know. That could be cool. That's a cool conversation to have. You like watching it? Maybe you should try playing it. Ayo.
Ayo. I hope there's not fresh jam on the track. That would be a sticky situation.
Fred Finish derby on the track. We've got Furiosa lined up against Kayla Brown for Jam 22 of tonight. In the third game, both jammers working really hard, moving their feet, trying to get through, but those packs are making it tough, tough, tough. And it looks like Furiosa has been sent to the penalty box. Not quite sure why I missed that. So Memphis is on a power jam.
It was a track cut.
Track cut, okay. Memphis is on that power jam, trying to release their jammer, and they have. And Kayla Brown is your lead jammer for Memphis.
Nice little spin move there.
Yeah, that was some great twiddly doodling. And, oh no, and we have, both jammers have now been sent to the penalty box. So this is going to be another 2-minute jam. Furiosa is back on the track for Nashville. So it is a power jam for Nashville.
We're inside 1 minute here. Thank you,
man.
Thin Mint.
Furiosa making the most out of this power jam situation.
And of course, since this is going to be a 2-minute jam, it's going to be really tight to get into this, to get a jam after this.
We shall see. And that is the end of this jam. Furiosa picking up
As we see the
a few points. I'm not
period
quite sure how
clock
many.
wind down. And we have an unofficial score.
We have an unofficial score.
Time has expired. Unofficially, Nashville has won with 189 to 83, but don't hold me to that just yet, because the final has not been called yet. We need to hear those last whistles.
In the meantime, get on your feet. Get ready to come slap the hands of all these skaters who've been working so hard tonight for your entertainment.
Your Michigan showing a little bit.
Oh yeah, if you didn't know either. I got those hard A's.
Oh, it's okay. I'm Canadian, so I've got the Tim Hortons and the A's and the Hoser.
Hoser? Yeah, I got those hard A's, you know.
And that's the final whistles, which means our score is final. Nashville with the win, 189 to 83.
Get on your feet. Stomp your boots to the beat and yell and hoot and holler for your Nashville Brawl Stars and the Memphis B-Sides. What a game. What a game.
Say get the silent auction items one more line. Thank you. I was going to do it for you.
I'll do it as soon as.
And as these teams finish with their victory laps, I'm going to go and consult with the teams for their most valuable blockers and most valuable jammers. I will be back shortly.
And I will be here to still annoy you. Please come pick up your silent auction items. Silent auction items. Please come pick up your silent auction items. Not sure if you won? I don't know. Go check in anyway.
Just a heads up, unclaimed items become property of Thin Mint.
That's right.
So it is in your best interest, if you have won something in the silent auction, make your way to the silent auction table behind and to the left of the announcer's table and claim your prize, or else I will.
And while we are trying to figure out who our MVPs are, thank you to all of the officiating crews. Thank you to all of our lovely NSOs. Thank you, fans, for coming on out. Thank you to the vendors. Thank you to the skaters, the medics, everybody who helps put these fun derby bouts on. Come hang with us at the after party. Don't be lame. Drifters in East Nashville, followed by the after party at Chapstick, also in East Nashville. Oh, you're right over. Yep.
I would love it.
Votes have been tallied and calculated. We're about to find America's funniest home video. In fact, no, I'm kidding. We're about to find out most valuable blocker and jammer. So, we're going to go ahead and get started. Memphis B-Sides, your most valuable blocker is number 72, Jim. And the most valuable jammer on the Memphis B-Sides is number 3, Kayla Brown. And now, for the last time at home this season, your Nashville Brawl Stars most valuable blocker, number 111, Scary Poppins. And Nashville's most valuable jammer, as voted by the Memphis B-Sides, is number 143, Qzilla. Congratulations to all of our superlatives, our most valuable blockers and jammers for all 3 games. All 6 teams who played today played their hearts out, played great games, very exciting games, excellent walls.
Excellent walls.
Excellent walls. I think that's the story of these 3 games that we've seen today, are just the walls. Like, they were just so solid. You know, jammers really had to fight to break through them.
Yes, absolutely. Jammers really worked for it tonight and
Absolutely. So, with a final score of 189 to 83, Nashville Roller Derby takes the win. Nashville's Brawl Stars take the win, rather. Remember, our after parties are as follows.
Drifters, last call for that. Drifters, come meet your heroes.
And then
Come meet
the
your new friends.
After party is at
Chapstick. Chapstick,
Chapstick.
right next to Lipstick Lounge in East Nashville. You can walk from one to the other if you didn't know that.
Thank you to all of our officials, our NSOs, our skaters, our volunteers, our medics, our pit crew, everyone involved in roller derby because, as we mentioned before, it takes a village to put on a game.
Sure does. And thank you, fans, for your support throughout this whole season.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mint, for letting me announce with you.
Thank you, Ramona D. Flowers, for announcing with me.
Thin Mint is the best.
Woo!
We're doing a booty rub.
We're doing this. This is happening. For Clearly Dangerous, for Ramona D. Flowers, my name is Thin Mint.
My name is Ramona D. Flowers.
Black Lives Matter. Trans people belong in roller derby. Free Palestine. My name is Thin Mint. We'll see you next season.
Yeah!
Boom.
Mic drop.
Oh, microphones are expensive. Please don't.
It was a mic set.
Calmly set down. It's a mic calmly set down. Anyway, thanks for coming out. We really appreciate you, and we will see you in our 21st season.